Okay, here we are on Friday morning of the Open. It's July 15th. The guys are off to a great start over there. It looks like conditions are, again, perfect for scoring. But a couple of I want to get this
let's get to the
on
players.
air who we think is going to go, so that our audience can criticize us for being wrong and hopefully give us a round of applause if we're right. But who do you think? Who's on your short list?
Well, I think I'm going to look at this from a little bit different angle. I love rivalries in sport, and I see the Oklahoma State contingency being more tendency to go, and the Texas contingent not going. So I don't see Scheffler and Spieth going, but I do see Fowler. Obviously, Matt Wolff has gone already. I think a Victor Hovland would be crazy not to go. You got a guy, and then so you have the guys that are. Like a Victor Hovland's a great example. He's a very good player, but he doesn't hit it forever, and he doesn't do anything exceptionally well. To win consistently and to win majors, when Jordan Spieth was on his run, nobody's ever putted like that in the history of the game, and obviously
not from 25 feet.
No, and so the point is, the guys that are good players, they're going to struggle to, like Ricky Fowler's a great example. He didn't quite win a major. Sergio Garcia only won one major. It's guys like that have either don't do anything exceptionally well or have a flaw in their game, like Sergio putting, that really should, take the money, get freed up, and maybe then be more competitive.
Yeah.
So that's what I see.
I see to work on it, perhaps.
Right. So, yeah. Those are the guys I see for sure.
In the Open?
He is not.
Okay.
Jason Day is not. Bubba Watson is not. I see those three guys going, especially, Jason Day is another father, who loves his family. And he would love to play 10 times a year and play in the majors if he could ever get back to that level.
Yeah, nothing to lose, right? I mean, What do you got to lose, Jason? Ricky, I think, is a foregone conclusion. He's got hotel reservations.
Yeah.
I agree with you on Hovland. Where did he play in college?
I believe he was Oklahoma State.
Is he?
Okay. I think that's the point. I hope I'm right on that, because that could really ruin this segment.
That's all right. We'll forgive you. You don't have to know all things about everything. Aaron Wise, I think, is I got a couple of names here that I agree with that one. I think that cornering Augusta in a nice way, Fred at Augusta, is a good strategy for Greg Norman to continue. I think he's moving his pieces around extremely well. We've given him a lot of compliments here. Let's hope he doesn't make us look stupid. But having a few more Masters champions over on LIV would be exceedingly helpful, I think. Because what are you going to do, Fred? You're going to have a bunch of empty chairs at the champions dinner. How do you uninvite a bunch of guys? It gets to be very uncomfortable. They have 5 winners already on LIV, right? Is that right? Five Masters champions? I think it is. We talked about it before.
Who's the 5th? You got Phil, DJ,
Patrick
Reed, Sergio,
Mickelson. There's 5. Well, it's not.
Willett hasn't left. Willett hasn't left.
But he's
yet,
on my list.
Will.
So that's the point I wanted to make. So I think what Danny Willett. I mean, he may already have hotel reservations in Jersey. For the next LIV event in a couple of weeks. I mean, Danny, come on. I mean, you're not going to get a $100 million bonus. That's not going to happen. But LIV might throw you 10, 5. I mean, they're throwing money around like it's no big deal. They get 5-10 million for Danny Willett, Master Champion's all he's ever done. He's got to be friends with the other Euros that are already on LIV. Poulter sort of the head of that contingency. And along those lines, Tommy Fleetwood.
Yeah.
What's Tommy got to lose? Nothing. He hasn't made a whole bunch of money. So these guys that play, and it ties into a theme of mine. I had one more big name to drop on you. You ready?
Go ahead.
Hideki Matsuyama.
Oh, yeah.
Why not? What's he got to lose? I mean, the Japanese, he's number one sports, I don't know. He's a huge star in Japan, and Japan is a huge golf market.
Now, with that market and the money that he has made in Japan on advertisement, that he may not want to go.
No, he doesn't need the money.
That'll be interesting.
He doesn't need the money. He certainly has talked, right? I mean, why wouldn't he chat with Liv?
And just to quickly interrupt, I forgot the fifth guy was Schwartzel. Great swing. Great swing.
Right.
I forgot.
There you go.
Yeah, of course, he won the first LIV event, which really, talk about being freed up. There's a classic example. Charles hasn't been able to hit the ball out of his own shadow. He goes and wins the first LIV event. Talk about somebody who just took a deep sigh and said, oh my gosh, I'm finally fine.
Yeah.
I've traveled all over the world, and now I'm fine.
You got 5 empty chairs. And these are recent winners. These aren't the old guys, right? This is the last 10 years. They have,
Well, like I said, there hasn't been that many winners. You look back, and I just pulled up the list. I mean, and by the way, you've got a Trevor Immelman who doesn't play golf anymore because he can't. And right. I think Angel Cabrera's in jail. So, you go back to 2000, there's not a lot. The majority of the guys, you throw out Tiger, there's not a lot of guys. You got Mike Ware who can't play, who's on the senior tour. But you go back in this century, and they have the majority of the players from the Masters are on the LIV pretty much.
Yeah. There you go.
By the way, once they get Bubba and Adam Scott, they'll have them all, and Danny Willett. Think about it.
Adam Scott's an interesting name. I think he's enjoying his life in Australia. Is that where he's living with his kids and all that?
Well, he was in London for a long time with his kids.
He's I
don't know.
It seems, I don't know, I haven't studied it. We should, that he's an interesting character from the point of view that he seems to me, from what I've heard and through the tea leaves, is a real family man. He is at home. I mean, he's more than Payne Stewart even, who was a real family man, which is interesting. I have not heard anything from Paul Azinger on LIV, non-zero. Maybe his TV contract prevents him from saying anything, but I haven't heard a thing. And he was buddies with Payne Stewart, made me think of it. So I got Tommy Fleetwood, Tyrrell Hatton. There's a name I wanted to get on the list. What, Tyrrell Hatton, I think, is good buddies with Ian Poulter. What's he got to lose? Nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So I had 2 concepts. I'll segue into the last thing, which is, sort of this concept that that Jay Monahan, who should be fired, those 2 things just go together, has blown, among others, is by creating the PGA Super Tour, which he's done. He's by default created the PGA Minor League Tour. So now you're on the Minor League Tour if you think you can't make it on the Super Tour. And so that to me is an easier way to look about it, to think about it, which is, all right, I'm Jordan Spieth, I'm Justin Thomas, I'm Rory McIlroy, I'm Scotty Scheffler. I'm a Super Tour guy. The Super Tour is made for me. I'm going to make just as much money without the signing bonus, but at least $4 million for winning a tournament as these LIV guys, and I don't have to take all the PR hits, and I can still be popular with the RNA or whatever when I go have a cocktail in some fancy eating club in London with the other members of the golf aristocracy. I'm staying put. But if I'm Victor Hovland, well, I don't know. Can I make it on the PGA Super Tour? Can Patrick Cantlay make it on this PGA Super Tour? I think Cantlay's probably thinking he can, but Hovland's probably thinking he can't. So if you're thinking you can't, Abraham Answer, who already went to LIV, LIV looks really good if they'll have you. You. So this idea that you've created 2 different leagues now, the minor league and the major league, the Super Tour and the regular tour, which is now Minor League Tour, is I think a big problem. We talked about the players now revolting the regular players. And doesn't that bring, here, I'll turn it back over to you. Doesn't that make it more of a bilateral decision for kids coming out of college now that are the top amateurs? Like, which way do I want to go? PGA Super Tour or LIV Super Tour?
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to play in the minor leagues.
Right. Nobody wants to play in the minor leagues. So if you're not if you're not a Scotty Scheffler.
That's all for this video. For Dr. Darkstar and me, thanks for watching. This is a show about finding logical conclusions, and we appreciate you coming along with us. We'll be adding episodes as fast as we can. There's certainly no shortage of things going on in this world.